All right, we are here on one of the best days of the week, Wednesday.
Hello there, children. How's it going?
This is Masculine Geek number 115, live stream D&D game session 17. And without further ado, I'm going to toss this over to Mr. DM, Mr. Raul Tomasi, our dungeon master. Toss. Don't get too excited.
Oh boy. Let me get I'm gonna get my dice out. Hang on one second. Hold on.
Hey, dice.
All right. Oh man. Okay, so we got to start out with a few things here before we get underway. You guys are in the tower right now, in the watchtower. I should say the barrier wall, or the curtain wall is what they call it in this thing. You are in the keep right now, and I will show you. I'll share my screen here in just a moment. I now have some good character avatars for you guys too, so that's what was taking me so bloody long to finish up here, and I think that'll do us. Okay. All right. So when last we left, you guys were in the stockade. You were in the barrier wall, or the I guess they call it the curtain wall in this thing. I can't put my drink up here because this is where I rolled dice. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's go back to before I show you the map and before we get into all of this good stuff, I'm actually looking into some other programs. I think I told you already, Vince, about the I don't know, they make things a little bit easier for. I don't know how to integrate it with StreamYard just yet, but I will figure something out. So today's going to be a little bit intense. We're probably going to hopefully we'll get to 2 encounters. If we only get to 1, it's okay. But this is going to be tough. So, Aldemar, I had you pull your spells. I have those here. I've got all your sheets up here ready to go. And then I got Drew Gray. I got your spells, so we're good to go there. I want you guys to be up at full spell. You haven't really cast anything just yet anyways, so you need you guys to be at full spell load for this one, because this is you're gonna need all your wits about you on this one. So, and that's just me giving you friendly DM advice before we get underway here. So, and then last but not least, I can't, this is just me again, stressing that secrecy and not getting the alarm raised is paramount to your success, at least in this part right here. So keep that in mind. Remember, you guys, this is like...
if we can avoid something, then
Where
we
Eagles
should.
Dare, okay? Have you ever seen the movie Where Eagles Dare?
Yep.
Way back in the day. What was it? Clint
Great
Eastwood
Escape.
And who was the other guy that was in it?
Lee Marvin?
Taylor's husband. What was his name?
Lee Marvin?
No.
No.
Taylor's husband.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
Richard Taylor.
Taylor's husband. He's very famous.
Was it Richard Taylor?
No, Richard Burton.
Oh, Richard Burton. That's it. Yeah.
Richard Burton. I think that's who it was.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's think Where Eagles Dare. That's what you guys need to keep in mind.
Next time you do this thing, make sure it's an all British expedition.
So it's good. So it's basically good that Clary's not here, because he would just blow the whistle.
Yeah, I know. Just screaming
Screaming and shit. Yeah.
Kill those dudes. All right, so here we go. Application window. This is you. And there we go. Hopefully you guys remember where you were at.
I love this.
Last time. Do you like this? I actually put your names on this because it seemed like you guys were a little bit confused as to who was who. So I made sure that I put some names to everything that's going on here. Let me push this over.
Badass.
Using the layers in Photoshop for the fog of war is
Brilliant.
Yeah, and then I just erased a little bit here and a little bit there, so you guys can see.
I'm stealing that idea.
Let's see. I want to actually zoom in a little bit more. Hang on one second. All right, so this is where you guys are at as of now. You came in through, I'll just show you really quick. This is you already know this. You came through there's a stairwell that was leading down. This one was blocked up going upwards, but going down was not. This is basically where you guys came in through the spider holes and all that the spider webs and everything in here. You noticed bones in here. I'm just giving you the update so everybody else can sort of catch up. You noticed murder holes here. Lupo also mentioned that he knew what those were because his father's keep used to have those as well. And he said nasty stuff. So you guys are right here as of now. I'll go ahead and read the description one more time just so we can catch up to where we're at. Let's see. I'm getting a little bit of echo from somebody. I'm not really sure who it is right now. Let's see. Oh, man.
Not me.
Okay. There we are. Okay. So here we are. You guys are in this east. It looks like you already know this. It's the East Guard Post. This room appears to once have been used as a guard room. About the room are broken benches and tables. In one corner lies ribs and iron rings of a sundered barrel. The furniture shows signs of having been hacked apart. The ceilings and the walls are coated with dusty cobwebs, and shards of a brittle white material litter the floor. You already know that it's bones because you picked it up last time. Shadows in the room are deep and velvety. Despite the arrow slits, because remember, there's moonlight coming through those arrow slits that you see there in the wall. There's a door in the opposite wall. On the south side of the room, and there appears to be a closet. That's over where Blodgett is right now. So this is where you guys are at. And last I remember, you guys were listening to this door over here, and you heard kind of a faint or some kind of humming coming from that side.
It was like a live thing or a piece of machinery?
You don't know. It could be the wind for all you know.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Can I roll for perception?
Yes, you can, actually.
You gonna walk up to the door there, Aldemar?
Yeah.
Aldemar, you're up at the door?
So I rolled a 6 + 5, so 11.
Okay. Again, you hear kind of a faint humming. You can't really tell if it's a wind or if it's like a murmuring of some sorts. Every now and then above you, you hear footfall, but you know that those are the hobgoblin guards that are above you in the gatehouse above you. So you guys have to kind of keep keep it to a whisper. That's all Blodgett's been doing, and Duncan has been doing since you guys got in here. So. That's all you really hear. I need everybody. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, by the way. I also want to change things up just a touch. From here on out, if you guys want to make a perception check, you guys can go ahead and tell me what it is that you're doing. Because under the old school rules, there was no such thing as like a perception check. There was no such thing as I'm going to do this. So here's my my diplomacy check or my bluff check or this check or that check kind of thing. I want you guys just to tell me what it is that you're doing. If I think you need to take a perception check, I'll just tell you to roll a dice, and then I'll just let you know what happens as a result of that. So I'll tell you, roll a D20, and then I'll compare it to whatever because I have all your stats right now. So, So if you want to make a perception check, just let me know what you're doing. Like, for instance, you just did this perfectly right now, TJ, which is I go to the door, I listen to it, I'm going to do a perception check. Okay, that's fine. But then do that, and you're rolling it, and I'll let you know what happens. If I'm asking you to roll a dice, I'm not going to tell you, it's a perception check, it's a wisdom check, it's a this check or that check, because what that does is it kind of like telegraphs the game a little bit for you. So there. Anyways. So having said that, let's so Aldemar, you get to the door, you hear a faint humming sound. I need everybody to roll a D20 right now. Including Lupo and including Blood.
So I rolled a 15.
Okay.
2.
Okay.
God damn it.
Well, Grat, you're just kind of like do this kind of like what's everybody doing?
What give?
Okay. Aldemar, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 15.
15. Gray, what did you roll? Where's Gray? Gray, what'd you roll?
6.
6. Okay.
That sucks too.
All right, Aldemar, you and Lupo, and maybe Duncan too. You're not really sure, but you're listening to something. You hear kind of like a rhythm in the crickets outside. Like, because there's got here. I mean, there's the night sounds, right? There's the night birds, and there's the crickets that are going on outside. There's a very faint wind, but it's not a really hard blowing wind. You're a ranger, so you would pick up on these things. But the crickets have a rhythm to them, or it seems like they do. Like it sounds like the crickets sound like the clash of battle to you.
Oh shit!
Is this door locked or is it something I can open?
It is. It's wedged. It's not locked, but it's been like wedged shut.
Okay.
Like there's some wooden skims or whatever like pushed into the side of it.
Okay. So I'm gonna take out. Let's see what I got. I got my dagger. I'm gonna pull out my dagger and start quietly as possible. Start pulling those shimmies or wedges or whatever out the door.
Okay,
yeah.
That's no problem. Grot, what are you doing? You just watching this go on, or Aldemar's kind of trying? He's fishing. He's fidgeting with something that's in the door there. Grot, what are you doing?
I'm talking. I'm
There
fucking
you
muted.
go.
All right.
Unmuting yourself.
Yeah, I'll mute myself. That door that we came through, did we close that or is that still open?
It's kind of it's ajar. Put it
All
that
right,
way.
I'm gonna Greg close that.
Okay.
And then he's gonna guard there.
When Grot closes the door, Aldemar, the crickets go back to being crickets again.
Interesting.
Something with the wind.
Gray, what are you doing?
Stupid.
I'm going to look out that front window and I'm going to see if I can see anything through there.
Atta boy, look out the slits. Finally, somebody did it. Always check the slits.
Or the
I
sluts.
was wondering when somebody was going to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna. Which one do you want to go to here? Gray?
Slut number 1.
The one right, pointing straight forward.
Right there. All right, you'll have to move yourself around. That's fine. All you see going this way is what you saw coming in, but I will give you a little bit more. Let's see. I can do that. So you see a little bit more around this side over here. That's about as far as you can see. And you already know that there's a drawbridge that's right here, and there's a portcullis that's already closed right here, which is why you couldn't get in that way.
Can I make out anything in front of the building?
Really, all you can see is sort of it's nighttime once again. You can see the trees in the night, the forest that you came in from. You can see the ditch that you had to cross, which of course the drawbridge is over right now, and that's about it.
Do I smell anything if I?
It's humid.
Okay. So,
And just maybe just a hint of salt air, because remember you guys are on the peninsula.
so I don't smell grot.
Actually, no, not in this case.
Okay.
No, you don't. All right, Aldemar, Duncan comes over and is looking at what you're doing there. He can't really help you. It's sort of a one-man job, but you can.
He's providing moral support, right?
Yeah, he's yeah, he's supervising. Okay. Blodgett has gone. Where's Blodgett? There he is. Blodgett has gone into this closet here. You don't see where he is right now. And Lupo, by the way, Lupo has not lit the lantern that he has, like on the staff, the bullseye lantern. It's out right now, just because it seems like a good prudence not to put it on, but he's kind of over here where you are, Gray. You see him on that table, by the way, is where that the bones are. And so he's kind of poking around the bones. Grot, you are over here.
Yeah, by the door.
All right. Aldemar, you pulled all the shims out of the door. It is open. You could just force it open or push it open if you want to.
So I'm gonna
fall 2 stories to your death.
No, what I'm gonna do is does this door clarification. Yep. A point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Ask lots of questions. It'll help you save your life.
Yes.
Now, does this door swing outward or do I have to pull it?
Swings inward.
Okay. So
push in.
I'm going to tell Duncan to get around. So essentially, I want him on the opposite side of me.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm putting my dagger away. I'm going to pull out my longsword, and I'm going to tell him, if you see anything bad or like if I need to close the door, then let me know because I have no idea what's on the other side. So I'm going to slowly apply.
He goes, I'm right here for you.
I start
handy with a hammer.
maybe Aldemar needs to be Irish so we can incorporate that. But anyways,
Duncan has kind of a let's just say a loose Scottish accent. Remember, he's mad at Mark. He's mad at Mark for Masters of the Universe, basically.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
So,
mustache and everything.
Right. Anyways, so I'm gonna pull the door back with one hand, but I got my long sword out with the right hand.
Remember, it pushes inwards here.
Oh, it pushes inward. Okay. So I'm gonna push it with the left hand, but I've got this long sword. So I'm conservatively pushing weight against the door, but not enough to where I'm basically gonna like fall over if there's nothing on the other side.
Okay. All right. It pushes in. It kind of you could tell that there's some kind of rubble behind the door, so it kind of roughly pushes in. And again, it's very dark in this room right here.
Do we have a torch of any kind?
The only real light that you guys have right now.
Do we have a spare torch?
You do, but might not be the best idea to.
We're trying.
We want to be clandestine. We want to ninja this thing.
Your first warning. It might not be a good idea to do that. So you can see right here what looks like another hallway, very similar to the one that you came in, way over here. And it looks like it might be the continuation of that wall.
Okay.
Now remember, this is where remember this keep is also a ruins. It's been repurposed for the slavers and the hobgoblins that are in this.
Where are we trying to get? Where are we trying to get now?
You tell me, man. You guys got to find your way into the slaver stockade at this point.
The interior of the stockade, yeah. So we got to make
We're only in the outer wall of this thing so far.
What do you guys think? We could try scaling. Are these slits? Are we all small enough to squeeze through?
To squeeze through the slits? No, absolutely.
They're arrow slits.
Can get through that. Remember, the only reason you got through this one back here was because this one was much larger right here and was open. This was actually for like a lookout kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So maybe we should go in the door and look at one of the slits that's facing south, so we can see what's that way. What's that way?
Okay, so I'm gonna go in first, and I'm not gonna use a torch. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a small. I'm trying to go through my items really quick to see what I have. I have a tinder box. That's I'm trying to think of something where
we could take a quick look because I have infravision.
Okay, you go take a quick look, and
I could peek. I'll peek around the door.
So I'll open the door. I got my sword out. If there's any problems,
Okay, so give me a location of where exactly you want to be. Are you just in the doorway right now, or are you going in?
So I'm gonna have Grot is gonna be between me and Duncan. As I push the door open, Grot's gonna move through.
Just enough to get a visual down that hallway.
Okay, so you're gonna sit over here, Grot. You're gonna be right here. Is that what you want?
Have we closed the door behind us?
Yes, we did. Yeah, Grot did that a few minutes ago. That looks good, and I'll just enough.
Gray, you notice Blodgett has come back around here. He's kind of like looking at what the hell you guys are doing.
Okay.
Remember, he's
Bastard.
a little halfling. Okay, so Rob, when you look down this hallway, like, okay, let me know what. Describe to me what you're doing, Grot. You're like right at the door. This door, by the way, is opened this way.
All right, so I'm gonna open it maybe enough so I can poke my head around and see and get a visual, but my body's covered by the door.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna
Grot peek
on the hallway here. Okay.
Yeah, Grot peek.
All right. You see that this is the eastern wing of the wall. Okay, obviously, and it's the walk is down below where you're at is very dusty. Also, very overstrewn with cobwebs, not unlike the other one that you entered in from. There are, let's see, it's cobwebbed. Narrow corridor with arrow slits every 10 feet in both walls. The corridor appears unused. At the end of the passage, stuck in a joint in the wall, is the burned out remains of a torch. A flickering light plays across the wall at the very far end of the passageway here. And it doesn't look like it is a torch light. It looks like it is a pale blue light, just barely visible. And you're a little confused, Grot, because you are looking down this hallway here and seeing this blue light, but you're not seeing anything with your infravision. You're only you're not seeing any heat, put it that way. But you are seeing light.
Magic light. Correct, not like magic light. I motion to Aldemar. Funny blue light at end of hallway.
Let's see. I'd like to roll for perception to see if I can identify what this blue light is.
Remember, you're not rolling for perception anymore. You're just telling them.
You can tell me what you want to do, and then let me know what. Because when you guys roll for perception, I want you to tell me what it is that you're doing.
Okay. I want to see if I can recognize the blue light or have any idea what it is. So here we go. So 12 plus 5 is 17.
Okay. So I would presume you're kind of like inching your way around Grot to see what's going on down here at the end of this.
Yeah, I'm pointing it out to him.
Okay. Down at the end, as I said, you also see it now too, Aldemar, is this faint blue light, and you hear a moaning sound that is emanating from this end of the corridor.
What kind of moaning sound?
Yeah, is it of pleasure or of pain?
It's maybe like despair.
Oh, okay.
No, nobody's getting off down there. Trust me.
Gotcha. Like after we find out the rum is all gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we want to do this? Let's see. I don't really like this.
Look in southern arrow slits. Let's see what.
Grot, I need you to roll me a d20, Grot.
Okay.
And Aldemar too, since you're close up in there too.
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
I rolled a 17.
Okay, well, you both noticed this then because Aldemar picked up on it. Your breath, you can see your breath in the air. It's cold enough it's gone from kind of being humid over where Gray is, because Gray was just out there sniffing the night air. And as you open this door, you can see your breath. Like when it's cold, you can see the breath hanging in the air.
It cold in here now. Grat not bring long underwear.
Can I move up behind them and ask Grot what he sees?
Sure, you can.
So,
I'm gonna move you there. Hang on one sec, Gray.
I should whisper.
You want to be right here, about there?
Tap me on the shoulder or something.
So I just tap him on the shoulder and I whisper, Grot.
Yes. I look around.
What can you see?
I see blue light down end of hallway. I see my own breath in air. It's very cold, and I hear a moan of pain or someone sad. So something happened down end of hallway with blue light.
Is the light moving?
I don't. What? I don't know. I don't think so. I think light is
moving?
light. I think light is fixed.
Okay.
Give me a Grot. Roll a d20 real quick.
2 again.
Okay. You notice down the hall the light is still there, but it's kind of faded to you can barely see it. Again, no heat source. In fact,
wait.
Like your infravision, when you're kind of like looking with your infravision, it's like you have to use your regular eyes pretty much because it is like dead black to your infravision down the hall. And you do notice that the light at the end there, and Aldemar, you see this as well. The light at the end, it kind of disappears and then it reforms again.
All right, I'll tell.
It almost seems mad. Yeah.
I'll tell Gray that magic light disappear and come back, like it fade and come back, and then I cannot. There's no my special eyes or half-orc eyes not see heat.
Perhaps
and it cold. Something not right.
Perhaps it's some sort of a magical trap. Duncan, when you
go down there,
when you were
check that out.
Duncan, what can you tell us about this place? Do you recall anything about blue lights?
Well, he said, okay, so Duncan says this. He says, well, in the old world, this was a keep. This was a keep of some sorts, and obviously this is they've fought something off here back in the old days, back in the old times. And he's trying to like remember like what he's kind of like trying to piece together logically what would be here. He said, but that was a long time ago. It's possible that this was a site of a battle of some sort.
Is light ghost? Some ghost.
He doesn't know. He says, but it's given me the willies.
It very cold and yes, regret not packing long underwear.
Of course, this is reminds me of the mountains. Of whence I roam and venture forth.
That's right. What do? Can we see anything beyond the light? Is there a door down there?
Dead black at the end. You can't see any further than where that light is. In fact, the light is kind of ruining your vision right from where you're at.
Light ruined vision. Can't see past blue light.
Duncan, can you tell us anything about the people who died here? I'm concerned about whether we might run into hostile ghosts or possibly helpful.
He said in the old world, this was a keep, and it was defended many times. He believes. He says long before I was even a boy. Clearly this has been repurposed. This was part of the old empire. So it's possible that there are many ghosts here. There are many spirits around here. In fact, he's a little bit superstitious in this sense. He's kind of looking around, and he says best not to disturb the dead as far as a warrior is concerned. But he says that, and he said, did you hear the crickets?
No,
he said that, and so he kind of spaces out a little bit. He's like, the crickets. He says, you don't hear that? He says, the crickets, it sounds like battle. It sounds like something. It sounds like an ancient battle of some sorts. And then he comes back, he kind of comes to, and he's like, and now he doesn't hear it again. And you don't, he says, well, what are we doing here?
Well, we could try making our way towards it. Maybe make contact, and if it is hostile, I can. Would a ghost would be technically undead? I think would turn undead. Work on
some kind of apparition, just like hanging out there. Maybe it's not even.
I think
it's a residual haunting. Is that your plan, Ray? Get
Make
her.
what to do.
That's what I'm thinking of, using turn undead if it turns out to be hostile.
Listen,
Okay, ghosts can't be
shh.
targeted by any attack or any other effect except ones that turn undead.
Shh. Listen, you smell that?
No.
It was a Ghostbusters reference. Come on.
Dang.
Jesus.
So I can turn undead. I can use that if it's hostile. I'll tell these guys. We could approach it, and
check it out.
if it's hostile, I will attempt to turn it.
Turn into what?
Oh, turn it. It is an ability that we train for as clerics, to turn the undead, to drive them away, and sometimes it will even destroy them outright.
Grat, get it now. That's a cool blue light. Look at that. It's got the little
There's your snappy little light right there.
Little flare there. Cool. It's like a will-o-wisp kind of thing. All right, so
friend.
So you're going to go down there?
I'll walk down and talk to it. I'll approach it.
Okay, so you're going to go
with
you're in the doorway right now, and Aldemar's kind of like hanging around the side of you, trying to poke down there.
I'll move forward to the first arrow slit.
Oh, you will? Okay.
Yeah, just to, and because I want to look out anyway. That was part of my plan as well.
Okay. Gray, you're going to be behind him. Is that what you want to do?
I'm going to slowly make my way around Grot, looking in the direction of the blue light. And as I get closer, I try to whisper so that I'm not being too loud, but loud enough that it should be able to hear that I mean no harm. Do you have a name?
All right. So as you move down into this hallway, Grot, by the way, this is what you. I'm just going to give this to you right now since you're looking at the thing. So let's just go clear this out.
It's the rest of the.
Yeah, it's the wall part where.
Okay.
Right up there.
And that's where the moon's coming in that way, right?
Yeah, I was just about to tell you guys is that this room, the moon does not shine quite as brightly through here. It's very dark, almost under like some kind of magical darkness. Definitely not nearly with the moonlight that was in the other rooms that you had come into.
Let me get a shot of this. This is really cool.
Okay,
it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Say again.
As you move like just past Grot right there, at the end of the hall, it was seen that there is what looks like that glowing mist there kind of takes shape in the form of a man, like a humanoid figure of some sort. But it kind of coalesces. The light, it seems like a misty light, and it coalesces into the form of a man. And the eye sockets of the man are completely black.
Okay.
But the body of it is kind of this pale blue, and you can just barely make it out. And you now know where the source of this kind of moaning is coming from.
Oh shit, I wonder if it can understand me. So that's my next question to it. Do you understand me?
You can see it's kind of like wavering back and forth, and it's going to go. You can see it kind of moving its hands a little bit, but then it kind of flickers out, and then, like I said, it kind of fades in and out. So you can't really tell if it is in front of you or if it's ahead of, like if it's come forward or if it's gone back, kind of thing. So it's kind of got this like depth perception thing going to it as well.
Undulating.
Yeah.
Can we make out any details in its appearance, or is it just a vague humanoid shape?
It's vague humanoid shape right now from where you can see. From your vantage point.
I move a little further forward, assuming that it can see me, and I bow.
Wait, hold on one second, Gray. How far forward do you move?
Just a few steps.
Is that good?
Yeah, and then I just bow and straighten up, and I don't move any further forward.
Okay. The glowing image of the guy, which I just created here. I didn't even know I was going to need to do this. It comes up just a little bit here, and you can make out the figure just barely. There's no facial features to it. It just looks like the outline and shape of what looks like a man of some sort.
It's not a skeleton or anything, is it?
No, not skeletal at all. It's just like the outline or the form of what looks sort of man-like. In fact, the only reason you can tell where the head is because the eyes are empty sockets in it.
It's Hamlet's father.
All right, Aldemar, you can vaguely see something going on here, but Grot's in the way a little bit. So
I try waving at it.
Okay.
So I'm going to enter the hallway.
Okay, you're going to enter the hallway?
Yeah.
There you are.
Nice.
Okay, now you can see what's going on here, and Gray, at this point, you hear this kind of, and you can see the hand kind of coming up to you, and you can see it kind of like the mouth of it is trying to mouth something to you. It's like, it's in a language you don't understand, and it's like it's calling to you, wanting to touch you.
Okay, that might not be good.
Sounds like my first date.
Spells.
Jesus Christ, that's
It
not good.
moves just about right about there.
I still have I cast tongues, grants,
Okay.
So I can understand any spoken language I hear.
Okay, so you go into casting tongues. Okay, Grot, what are you doing?
Grot, go over to other arrow slit and look out that way.
Over to the opposite one?
Yeah.
From where you're at? Okay.
Yeah, just pardon me, Aldemar. I'm going to look out this aperture. Grat learned a new word today, aperture.
To kind of look through. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, guys, it's Aldemar, Gray, and Grot. From where you're at right now, you're not sure if it's a darkness spell, Gray, but it's there's something that is making this end of this wall very dark inside of it. Okay, so this is what you see, Grot, here. Grot, you can make in the moonlight what looks like some kind of parade ground or a courtyard or something that's outside here. It's a very, and from what you can see in the moonlight, let's just open this up just a touch more.
Moon River.
You can see right about to there. And it's what looks like maybe a parade ground of some sorts that's out here. It's one story down from where you're at.
And it's empty.
You're not too far from the bottom of it.
Okay, so and it's empty.
As far as you can tell.
From right what I can see there's nothing there.
You can see across from where you're at, you can see probably what you think is about 10, 20, 30, roughly 40 feet, like 35, 40 feet from where you're at. And everything else is sort of like shadowed right now. And remember, you're looking through the slit, so you can't really see like much
peripheral
beyond like over here, right?
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
From
So
here,
I
gave you a little bit extra over here because I figure you're kind of like, working your head a little bit.
Looking around. Yeah. Look like I just tell Aldemar it moonlit, gloomy courtyard, empty.
Indeed.
All right, Aldemar, what are you going to do? Gray, you're just getting the spell is going. You don't even need to really roll for anything else. You already know it pretty well. You've used this before. Aldemar, what are you doing? You see Grot right there, kind of like, what the hell's going on over
there? Do we want to? I'm just thinking. Do we want to approach the blue light? I mean,
that's what Gray was kind of doing. Oh shit!
All right, over your shoulder, Aldemar, you hear Blodgett go, "What the hell are you guys doing in there?"
Keep his pants on. We're figuring out stuff.
He's like, "That's where the body is," because nobody told me.
The only body we're gonna find is yours if you don't shut it.
All right. It's your field.
Dumb Dago.
It's you.
Dago Havling.
Just keep it.
Yeah.
You're gonna bring the whole garrison down on top of us.
Yeah, it's gonna be easier if
like
you're dead.
You sound like a stampede of buffalo.
Shh, Grot is quiet.
All right, great. You've got the spells. Great, the spell's going.
Okay. And I ask it, what do you want?
You hear him say, you hear in your language and in common tongue now, you hear him say, release.
Is there anything we can do to provide your release from this realm?
Okay, all you hear is him say, release. Only in death does duty end. And now you can, as you're talking to him, you can sort of make out a very faint image around him. Like maybe he had some kind of armor on. Maybe he had some kind of clothing, a helmet of some kind. Maybe he was a guard. That's the best you can think of right now.
Only in death does duty end.
So he's not dead.
So do you mean that you need us to destroy this ghostly form so that you can move on, or do you mean somebody else's death?
No, he said. Okay, so he looks at you, and you can just, because you can't really make out any facial features on him. He said, and so he's kind of looking at you. Doesn't really. It seems like he doesn't really understand the question.
I am a cleric of Pelor. I want to help you. What can I do?
All right, he says, help me defend this keep.
Would you be able to tell us anything about...
He trails off a little bit. He's like, come on, lads. Lay into them. Like he's not there.
We don't have the numbers to take the keep, but we will do what we can to help you. And I explained, I passed this on to Grat. Apparently the ghost was a guard here at some time, and he is trapped and feels that for him to be released, we need to help him defend this keep. And I would like to do so, but obviously that is not practical given our numbers. But perhaps if we dispatch a few of the guards discreetly, it might aid our ghostly friend here. Or perhaps there are more of them.
Yeah,
he could be convinced to distract them for us.
So the light, the apparition comes just a touch closer, but he stops right maybe 10 feet in front of you. And you see him kind of like doing like this, and he's like looking around.
I think we should follow him. Maybe he's trying to lead us somewhere.
Gret, no genius, but there's no way to go.
Is there no end?
There is end.
I
barely see the back of the wall.
I asked the ghost if there is some way out of here. Is there some secret passage, some trap door, somewhere that if we would like to help you defend the keep, but we need to be cautious. We will dispatch.
He shakes his head. He says, "There's only one way out."
What is that way?
Death.
That's not going to work for us.
Release.
So you want us to kill the monsters that are occupying this fort?
He just says, I need release.
This
I don't think killing the. I don't think it. Listen, he's going to be released, but if it's going to happen, it's not from killing all these guys. It's my 2 cents as a ranger who spent most of his life in the mountains and has no knowledge of this stuff. Kind of an outsider's opinion, guys.
He's brighter. This not. It's getting us nowhere.
Anything about this? Because I don't seem to be getting anywhere with this ghost. He seems not to mean us any harm, but he's also somewhat obtuse.
I think he could be stalling us. So, Grot, can we move through that slit that you're in front of?
No.
Okay.
If I chop you into fourths, maybe. We need
Gray. Roll me a d20, Gray.
17. Do I add anything to it?
Nope, not on this kind. I know what you. I'm looking at what you would add to it right now.
Okay.
You
old school D&D.
You have a feeling. Okay, you have a feeling that it's not. It's definitely undead. You know that, so you can get that just from the cold feeling that you are. You get from it just talking to the thing, and again, every now and again, you hear sort of a rhythm in the crickets, and the crickets sound like I said before, like sort of the din of battle, and then it goes away every time like somebody talks or it talks, and again it flickers, it kind of fades in and out of corporation. I guess it discorporates and then it comes back together again, but it has not gone any further than right where like maybe 10 or 12 feet in front of you. You have a feeling, let's just say, that it needs release in some kind of way. It's cursed to stay here.
That makes sense.
It doesn't look like any, like as let's just say, as a cleric of Palor, you would know this. You know that it's definitely undead. You can figure that out. It hasn't made any hostile moves towards you guys, other than like sort of beckoning you or trying to reach out to you. And then let's see. So it's definitely bound here for whatever reason, and it's trying. And again, the release. It's asking for release. It's not a ghost. You're unfamiliar with what exactly it is. You've never encountered anything like this before, but you know what a ghost is. You know what the spirits are. You've been trained to turn undead. You've been trained to turn demonic forces as well, but this is something you've never encountered before.
I asked it. I said, "What are you?"
It says, "I am John. Sergeant John Anderson."
Well met, John Anderson. What death is necessary for your release? Your death, the death of these creatures that infest this fort, or any death?
He says all he says whenever you start talking about, like you get a little verbose, he just says, "Release me." Every time he says "release me," you see him sort of. It looks like maybe he goes down to his knees, but you can't really see. That's when he discorporates, because it seems like it's the apparition, whatever it is making great effort.
It's like the Alien Independence Day. Release me.
Yeah.
Like, does he want his head cut off or what?
No, this is outside knowledge, obviously, because Grat doesn't know shit. This thing is just keyed here. It's. I don't think we're going to get anywhere with it.
Shit, I don't have anything. My destroy undead ability isn't going to affect anything other than just very low level undead. I don't know if it would even affect this thing.
Somebody should go down the opposite end of that hallway and check for secret doors or some shit. Or see what happens when you walk through it.
Well, that's what the halfling is here for.
It's like Slimer going through Ghostbusters.
Call him forward and ask him if he can check for traps.
I feel so
or
freaking.
hidden
You're going
doors.
to ask Blodgett to go down there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Now you need me. All right. I see how it is. He's whispering. He looks down the hall and he looks at the glowing thing. He says,
Fuck that.
I am not going down there.
I tell him he's actually quite friendly, and it means you no harm.
He says, that's not from this world. This is not what I signed on for. You do notice he's kind of looking around the wooden floors and everything where you guys are at, but that's about it. He looks outside. He says, I don't know what that thing is. He says, but this is above my pay grade. I ain't touching that for nothing.
If Grad will tell him if I go, will you come and follow me?
Gray, actually, Grot and Gray, give me roll D20 real quick.
8.
9.
All right. Well, you can tell that Blodgett is a little on edge. He's a little less happy-go-lucky when you're putting him in front of this thing.
Not too good in a crisis.
Aldemar, what are you doing?
Aldemar's getting a drink.
I ask the ghost if is it okay if our halfling friend passes around you?
All you hear is oh, release me.
That's oblige the ghost and offer him some release.
He says, I think he will give you some release before I get down there.
Oh boy.
That look.
Shit. I don't want to.
Just looking at you like, are you out of your fucking mind?
I'm not going down there. Fuck you guys. I mean, there could be a secret thing down there, but it's hard to tell.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to just go around you here, if you don't mind. Again, no harm. I want to take a peek and see if there's any doorways or maybe passageways just past you, if that's okay. And I try to make sure I give him plenty of space, and I go around on my right.
On your right?
Okay. Yeah, or start making my way around on the right. Yeah.
To this right?
Yep.
Okay. You get to about that point right there where he's right just about able to touch you. And the closer you get to him, the colder it gets. The colder you feel.
Okay.
So you're right about there. Great. Are you going to continue to try to push past him, or are you going to go through him?
What is he? How is he reacting?
He's reaching out for you and saying, release me. You can hear it louder now. Also, you, Gray, only you hear the crickets, the rhythm of the crickets picks up.
Fuck, I don't think we can kill this thing without a silver weapon or magical weapons.
It is undead. That you are 100% sure of.
Shit. Do any of us have what about those swords that we got from the Baroness? Those weren't silver by any chance, were they?
You don't know. But you know that they're not magical. They're very finely made swords.
Okay. Then that's not gonna. I think you need silvered or magical weapons to harm the undead.
Now, as you get up to this point right here, again, you are in your head. You don't even hear anybody behind you. All you can hear is like the loud shouts of battle, but it's a rhythm that's created by the crickets that are outside, and it's like it's not deafening, but it's the only thing you can sort of hear in your head. Gray.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna just straight up ask him: Are you cursed?
Again, he says, only in death does duty end. And he's just, I mean, he's like just this close to your face with his hand that you can see now. And the closer you get, the more corporal it becomes.
It's like in 2 dimensions at once.
I am sorry for what I must do. I'm well, he's undead. I'm kind of sworn to deal with those sort of things, but I'm also as a cleric.
Blodge is watching all this happen, and he says, "This is the old guy out of his fucking mind."
Okay,
a good way to put it.
Something sneezes, and he has to clean it up and take it home with him.
Egon, your mucus.
I am going to drop Sacred Flame.
Oh God.
So the target has to make a succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage.
Sacred Flame is a cantrip.
Well, actually, 2d8 at my level. Huh?
Okay.
Yes, cantrip. So
Okay.
I don't have to spend anything.
Okay. So you go into that. It's that's a quick spell. That's that's an immediately going to go off. So you know it real quickly. So you're casting this right now.
So it's 2d8 plus 7 is my spell modifier. Or is that to hit, or is that?
No, he's got to take it. It's going to go off. I just have to. He'll just have to take a save for it.
Oh, that's right. Okay, dexterity saving throw. So where the fuck are my d8s? There they
Where
are.
the fuck is Lupo?
Because he's back in the room.
Oh, okay.
So 8 total.
Probably the smartest one.
And then I think my plus 7 modifier gets added to that.
All right. So you cast it, and give me 1 second here.
Yeah, the 7 does get added to it.
Okay. So roll me the damage for it real quick.
I rolled. It was 8.
8, and then
15.
so that's 15 total.
Yep.
Okay. So right now, what happens is you make a huge flash in the darkness here.
I'm blind.
Of that, and in this darkness, yes, you see it discorporate, and you just actually let me give that.
Oh wait, no. Sorry, the 7 doesn't get added to this one. I think that's the modifier to the difficulty, the saving throw.
Okay, well, it goes through anyway. So it discorporates for a moment, and you see this huge bright flash. Aldemar, Grot, and Blodgett, I need you guys to roll a d20 right now. Okay, Blodgett.
I rolled a 19.
12.
All right, Grot. Aldemar, you're behind Grot, so it doesn't affect you. But you guys, because of the deep darkness in here, it blinds you. It's like having a spotlight flash in your eyes. And Blodgett, both of you guys are blinded right now.
Shit.
God damn it. Grab blind.
Bobby.
Grab blind.
And just as fast as it goes dark in here, or just as fast as it goes bright, it goes dark again. So it's almost like a strobe went off. And you see as it gets dark, as it comes back in dark again, you see it comes back, the apparition comes back, but it's much fainter this time. Oops, my bad.
Oh, sorry. I thought that it would be done in one.
But it's much fainter right now. And you don't hear any voice, you don't hear anything, you're just basically barely making out the outline. of the guy of a human form. You don't have any detail anymore. You can barely see the sockets of the eyes. It's down to at 30% opacity right now. Actually,
I am very sorry, but don't worry. A couple more, and you will have release.
Okay.
I'm gonna let
Blodgett is recovering. Grot, you're blinded right now. And Blodgett's like, "What the hell are you doing?" You see Blodgett, Grot. You see Blodgett looking out this slot, kind of trying to wedge his head up, so he's kind of looking out to see what's going on up, to see what happened. And he pushes you out of the way, or tries to kind of muscle you out of the way, Grot. And he does the same thing on this side over here. He's looking around. And then he comes up to Gray and he's like, he grabs Gray and you feel a hand on the back of you right now. Somebody's like a small child is grabbing you and going, "What the hell are you doing?"
I'm trying to give this ghost release from this realm so he can go on to a final rest with whatever gods he worships.
He says, and Blodgett says, "You know who's going to give us release? The whole goddamn garrison if you do that again."
Would you like to try to dispatch the ghost then?
No, leave this son of a bitch here.
Yeah, Grat concur. Why
why don't you do it again? Why don't you go? Why don't we light the light up right now and let everybody know where the hell we are?
Good point. Sir Ghost, John Anderson, I am so sorry.
John Anderson from Yes.
We will come back and we will release you after we have.
Blodgett quickly moves this way out of here.
After we have found what we have come for. You wouldn't by any chance know the way to the dungeons.
You don't hear anything right now from it. It's just you can faintly make out that there was some, again, the darkness kind of comes back in a little bit, but let's say it's less light than when you first opened the door.
It's not as blue, more translucent.
Yeah.
All right, who's going to be my seeing eye dog?
Well, you're okay now.
Oh, okay.
It was just briefly enough. It's kind of like when you watch a movie for 2 hours and you go out into bright sunlight. That's what it's like.
Gotcha. We might want to stop and listen, see if anybody has reacted to that flash.
You hear from down the hall, "What a great idea."
Let's find other way out. What is that dark spot in room?
That was a cot of some sort, or a cot and a latrine that drops down. This is a guardhouse, remember? They don't get to leave.
Gotcha.
Let's send the halfling down the latrine. See if there's a way
on the crapper.
Grot, tie a rope around him and lower him.
Aldemar, where's Aldemar?
I'm right next to Grot right now.
You're with Grot right now? You're still there?
I'm still there.
All right.
We open the door and we're heading back into the guard room.
Okay. Where am I? There you go.
So we're all back in the room with the table and chairs.
Grot's back here because he's big. Aldemar. Gray, I assume going back into the guardhouse.
I wave to John Anderson.
Your friend?
Ghost.
Sergeant John Anderson to you. Fuck that guy.
Right. So, Gray, as soon as you come back out of there, Blodgett's looking at you like looking daggers at you. And he says, "I don't care who you was back in the world, motherfucker. You give away our position one more time, I bleed you.
Punch you right in the balls.
Yeah.
Stand up when you talk to me.
How cute.
Hey. All right. So, Aldemar, you're right there. Where you guys? Doors are open, my friends. Blodgett's going to move this way. Lupo's there. Where's Blodgett? There's Blodgett. Blodgett's moving towards his door. Trying to. As Blodgett moves around, you see him going to like each of the little slits, and he's sort of poking his head around, kind of trying to be as crafty as he can be. Look through each one of these as he goes. Looks down the murder holes. Aldemar, what are you doing? You're up.
Okay, we're not going through that. What about the speum right there in the down south with the black?
Where?
Yeah,
that's
a latrine.
That's a latrine.
That's a crapper.
It's a crapper.
Just wondering, do we want to lower?
Hey, if you would like to go look at it, I'll go to you. Go
send down a send.
There you go, Aldemar. You're over there looking down the latrine. It doesn't look like it's been used in some time.
Huh.
Is it that wide? Is it like almost 10 feet wide?
It's about 7 feet wide.
You toss a torch down there.
How about toss one of the halflings down there?
We only have one.
The halfling, there's only one halfling, and
he's not even there.
Right, some rope under his arms and lower him.
All right, Grot, Aldemar, Gray, roll a d20 right quick.
9.
12.
God damn, another 2.
Well, Lupo, no, and Duncan, no. All right. Never mind.
We ain't found shit.
Never mind.
God damn it. Fucking dice. All right, so there's no other way except the stairs going up. Where do the stairs go?
Ones going up are blocked up.
Oh, the ones going down are not.
The only ones that are going down.
All right, we need to get down out of here, so Grat suggested we go down.
What do you want to do? Who's the leader? Grat suggests you go down. Aldemar, what do you want to do?
Grat, not
I
leader.
want to lower one of these guys down the latrine with a rope.
You could.
Well, they have to be amenable to that.
I know that. Okay, I'd pull out my longsword and point at him and say, "You will be amenable."
Well,
who are you pointing to?
remember your alignment.
Yeah.
You guys see Aldemar comes out of this closet, and he's pointing a sword at you guys, going,
"Somebody get down the latrine."
It looks like he's thinking about something, Gray. He's kind of like confused. Like it looks like he wants to ask you something. Ask you. He's like, no.
Aldemar, toss torch down there.
I think one of us needs to go down, and the halfling is the smallest. And
Wait. Let Grat clarify. Grat say go downstairs, not latrine.
Oh,
yes. Is that better?
Well, that works too.
If you want to look at latrine, Grat suggests toss down torch. Otherwise, we take stairs because no other way out.
We don't. If we drop a torch down, the light might attract attention. But if we lower the halfling into the latrine,
attention to what? Attention is a crapper. It's nothing down there.
There's no way. Well, wouldn't they have to get in to shovel it occasionally?
Well, are they going to hang around latrine, or are they going to go away after shovel it? You're not using head.
Just trying to think of how we might get out of here and into the lower levels.
There are stairs on the other end.
He pokes his head around. He says, "If you ladies are quite finished, there's a whole nice staircase that goes down right over here."
See that that what Grat tried to say.
I was really hoping we could lower that.
Leave crapper alone.
Blodgett says, "Or you can go down the shitter. I don't care."
Yeah. I'll take the stairs.
Good. All right, marching order. I'll Blodgett will go first, checking for traps and shit, and then Grat will
There
go
you
second.
go. Thank you. Okay, so Blodgett's
There.
over here. You guys make your way back this way.
Yeah, and I guess who wants to bring up the rear? Oh,
I think I'll
that's cool. You can bring them all at once.
follow behind.
All right, so you're going to bring up the rear, and then we've got.
You guys make it back over to this room that you came in here. Blodgett's still looking around at these arrow slits, and then looks out over. Where's it?
All right, so Grat sees it
right here too. So he's looking out through those arrow slits as well. Remember, this is the upstairs one. This is the downstairs.
that's blocked off, and that's where the voices were coming from, right? From upstairs, the noise.
Every now and then you'll hear footfall above you.
Okay, so there's like a guard or some shit. Okay, so I see Grat sees Blodgett do this, so Grat's going to ask Blodgett like what you see.
Blodgett says he basically describes to you what you had seen already. Grat, you can go. He's be my guest, big guy. So he beckons you over so you can have a look out. Grat, so you kind of come to the other arrow slit that's on this side right here, and again you see the other half of what looks like a parade ground of some sorts, very wide open. It's basically shrubs, some rubble, but it's flat ground as far as you can see, and it is definitely one story down.
Grat, no need attitude from small man. Just ask question.
I'm trying to help. I'm being very, very patient. I am a reed.
Patient is virtue. Now, let's go downstairs and check for trap.
Okay. Because you told him to check for traps, he is going to check for traps, and you're going to get advantage for that because you were smart enough to tell your thief to check for traps, which is what he would have done anyways. But since you are also concerned,
and Grat doesn't know. He's
okay.
Grat.
I need marching order behind Blodgett, who is working his way down these very dark steps right here.
All right.
Because as he goes down, it gets darker because there's no moonlight through the slits.
All right. Grat will follow behind.
Hey, Grat's next.
Lupo and I should probably be right after Grat, and then maybe Aldemar holding up the rear just in case. So, or Duncan, so nobody sneaks up on us. Maybe Duncan should be in the back.
Okay.
Duncan can hold the rear end.
Blodgett immediately finds what looks like a tripwire across the stairwell or the staircase right there.
How far down?
From it's about, well, let's see, it goes 10, 20, 30. It's about 40 feet down. So the first one is about 20 feet from where you guys go. So you guys don't even go that far down.
One.
Yeah, he finds a tripwire. Hang on 1 second.
Turn that shit off.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I get. People call me. Okay, so hey man, he would never have found that trap. What the fuck are you doing?
God damn it.
Stop calling me. I'll do this how I want to.
Blodgett's cell phone goes off.
Yeah. He finds a tripwire immediately and he starts looking around. He goes, I don't know what this is for, but watch out for this. And he steps over the tripwire and says, "Be very careful."
All right, Grat. I don't know if everyone else heard
relay that up to everybody else.
All right, so I'll straddle. I'm gonna straddle the wire so I can be a marking point for it. So
everybody going down. Okay.
Yeah, so everyone going down. Go, Pat. Be careful. Tripwire over here where I am standing.
So that makes now Blodgett gets real sketchy. He's like his eyes his eyes dilate a little bit that you can see, anyways. Yeah. All right, he goes down about another 10 feet and finds another identical tripwire to that one. Like it's almost like a guitar string.
Shit.
In the dark, it's next to impossible to see.
I'm glad he found it. All right, so let's.
Now he looks up, and you see him looking upwards because he's following the tripwire. And the tripwire is connected to an eye ring on the side of the wall, and the tripwire goes upwards, and he looks up.
Goonies. All right, guys, let's pass the first tripwire and then stand in between the two of them because there's other tripwire down there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Blodgett is just about 2/3 of the way down the. Let's see, where is it?
So there's 2 tripwires total.
Yeah, there's 2 tripwires right there. As you're on your way down, Grot, you're at the first one, which is about like 10 or about 15 feet down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Who's next? Aldemar, are you behind?
Yes, I'm behind.
You're the next one. You're right there. Okay. So everybody else is. I'm just gonna. Gray. I guess you guys are next after that. Don't go there. All right. So Blodgett looks up. He's trying to see something in the darkness he can't quite see, and he looks over at you, and he goes, "Big guy, look up."
All right, I look up.
Okay, roll D10, or excuse me, D20.
D20. Come on, roll. 8.
Okay, you can make out what looks like some kind of cylinder, like maybe a globe of some kind, is hanging over the steps, the staircase.
I'll relay that back to everyone. That tripwire connected to some kind of round. He doesn't know how to say it, but globe thingy, some thingy up above us.
Aldemar, roll me a D20.
Aldemar.
TJ, roll me a D20.
Jesus Christ! And you're muted.
I'm glad you're being silent, but that's a little too silent.
So I rolled a 20.
Roll 20. Okay. Aldemar, with your ranger eyes, you can see.
What your elf eyes see?
You see what looks like a glass globe. It looks like maybe just a touch bigger than like maybe a basketball that is dangling from the ceiling over the staircase. And now you can see that Blodgett is pointing upwards
at it. Okay.
So he says, "Okay, be very careful." So he continues his way down, and he gets to the bottom, and there is a door at the bottom here. And Grot, are you following down below, or are you just going to stay there and point out where these 2 tripwires are?
As long as everyone has passed the 2 tripwires.
Okay.
I'll make sure I'm still guarding the second tripwire so no one fucks it with that. Okay.
So by you doing that, you guys get down to where Blodgett is, and Blodgett's looking at this door. It's an iron-bound door. It looks like it's like pretty reinforced. Like, I mean, remember, you guys are in a keep of some sorts. The reason why he's kind of stopped in his tracks is because he's looking at the door, and he's kind of like quizzical about this door that's in front of him. And he notices, and he tells you, he looks at it, and you can see he's like kind of picking at the door on one side. And Grot, you see that the door, now you notice what he's just noticed, which is that it is latched from the inside. So there's it looks like there's no mechanism that would open it from the outside.
That weird.
Aldemar, you get down there too. Gray, you're down at the bottom there. And now we're going to switch.
How high is that globe?
It's suspended probably about 40 or 50 feet. It's at least the up into the upwards part of the stairwell there.
Okay, so it's not something that we would be able to take and see what.
No, but actually, roll me a D20 real quick, Gray.
11.
All right. Well, clearly they have it on a tripwire for a reason, Gray.
Okay, I was just thinking of maybe it had some explosive in it or something that we could, or acid, we could maybe use it later.
You're familiar enough with traps that it's probably a trap.
It's probably not good for our health.
Well, no, I assume it's a trap, but if we could disarm it and take that globe, then we could maybe use it on the enemies later. But that's
they can use it themselves on the enemies.
Turn it against them.
Duncan is at the very end here. So, okay. So Blodgett opens the door and kind of pokes his head out the door.
Which way is it going? Does it pull towards or away?
It pulls let's see, it latches from the outside. So it opens outward.
Okay.
And then
good.
it latches from the inside.
All right. So he's going to poke his head out.
So he's looking, he hits the latch and he's kind of looking out, poking his head out. And he
what you see?
So where's Blodgett? There's Blodgett. Blodgett looks at, he's down right here because you guys have gone downstairs. He's right there kind of poking his head out the door that's right at the base here. You can't see it on this map, but there's the door is right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyways, he's kind of poking his head around and then he comes back in and he goes, all right, you guys are very, very lucky. There ain't nobody out here.
Oh, that's fortunate.
That is lucky.
Now you see him looking upwards every now and then, and he's looking around, and it's like midnight, almost.
But we have the moon glow out here, right?
Yeah, you have the glue. You have the glow that you can see. Now you can see through. Like again, it's gibbous moon. It's not full, but it's almost full.
So can we follow the wall that's on Blodgett's right? Can we kind of skirt that wall so we have some cover?
Yes, you can. And right after I switch us over to this one.
Cool.
There's the party.
Look at that. That's neat.
There's the party map right there. Look at that. See, prepared for you and everything.
That's awesome. I like it.
Where's our party? And now I have, where's Blodgett? Blodgett is over here. Can you guys see that okay? I'm not looking at the map. There we go. Okay. Blodgett's right there. He moves out a little bit. Grot, what do you do?
I will follow as close to him as I can. Oh, I won't be too close to him, but I'll be following behind him at a fair distance. Okay.
All right, Grot, you move out the door, which is right there, and you notice that Blodgett has disappeared. And Grot, you are right about here.
All right.
And then, Aldemar was the next one in line, so we got to push Aldemar down.
Wait, Blodgett disappeared.
Well, you don't know that.
You're still in the stairwell. You don't know where he is anyways.
Okay.
I'm gonna whisper kind of loud. Halfling.
He doesn't say anything back to you. Let's see, Gray, you were next.
Son of a bitch.
So, Gray, you're down here.
God damn it.
That's how we had it.
This is not good. I turn to Aldemar. Halfling gone.
Aldemar, what do you say?
Tell everyone.
Okay, I'll turn to the other guys. The halfling's gone.
Fuck.
God damn it.
Coward.
We've been ratted out, boys.
I think we may have walked.
You're right. You're right about there. Let me show you where you're at. So this is what you can see in the moonlight, basically. That goes my eraser. What am I at? 100? All right, let's do it at. Okay. So this is about what you can see. Grot, you can see the edges over here of the inner wall. You're in some kind of parade ground or what used to be a parade ground, but it's all of this is it's kind of overgrown. And you can see right about there from where you're at. Again, everything is in shadows. Everything is in moonlight here. So this is you're not actually seeing this in the daylight, but this is what you can see from where you're at.
Oh, maybe the halfling is over in them bushes.
Maybe he's been eaten by something.
All right, Grot, you're there. Aldemar, what are you doing? Grot, tell me where you're going. Where are you moving?
I'm gonna move out.
Grot.
I'm gonna move out about 20 or 30 feet along the wall. Skirt that curtain wall.
This way? Or
Yeah, I'm gonna head towards the bushes.
over here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you. You're
That's
gonna
good.
move. You're moving slowly? I take it.
Yeah, I'm moving slowly. I'm looking around. I'm very self-aware. I've drawn my two-handed sword, my great sword.
Okay. Aldemar, what are you doing?
I'm just following him.
You're falling behind. Gray,
Follow
what are
close
you?
by.
Where are you going, Gray?
No one
I
has a
am
spell ready.
staying close by them, and I am preparing guiding bolt.
Okay. Lupo. is right there. Duncan is still just right at the door where you're at.
All right.
Grot, what are you doing? You're up.
That's as far as I can see, right?
You can, let's see. Let's give you a little bit more. You can see just about over to here. And give you a little bit here too. You can see what looks like the inner, like a bit of the inner keep that's over here. Like there's a wall that's along this side.
All right. I'm going to.
Now, every now and then you hear what some sort of voice or some kind of like murmuring above you on the wall. Remember, the wall that you are straddling right now, or that you have your back to, goes up 3 stories tall. So you came down one, you were exploring the second one where you came in because you had to climb in through that one. And then there's a third one that is on top of that, and that's where the guards are patrolling on the top.
Oh, okay. All right, so
I don't know how many there are up there, but actually, all of you guys roll me a d20 real quick.
God damn it, 6.
11.
Valdemar, go. Give it to me,
Dice
baby.
suck balls tonight.
I rolled a
Super
7.
bad at D&D.
You rolled a 7. Okay. Aldemar, you as you're coming out here into the night, as you come into the sort of parade ground here, you have a flash of a vision in your head, and it seems like the tops of you're looking down, like sort of this God's eye view on top of where you're at right now.
Oh, that hawk.
And you notice that there are at least 4, possibly 5 guards on the top, and you can't tell exactly what they are. They're humanoid of some sorts. And it's a brief flash in your brain for a quick second, and you're kind of like, you kind of come out of it a little bit, like you just have this flash of an image, like a vision.
That's
Too much
cool.
whiskey.
And it's almost like you kind of breeze over the area where you can see yourself, you can see Grot, you can see Gray, and maybe a little bit of Lupo there.
Do I? Does Aldemar look like he's in a trance? Do I see him?
Yeah, he looks like he's kind of like, you know how you get the morning stares? That's what he looks
yeah. All right, I'm kind of like I knock at him like, Aldemar, what?
He's like, he snaps out of it and he's like, nothing, I'm good.
What? Really? That's what I said? That's not what I would have said.
That's what you said, because you are out of your mind.
I'm out of my mind. What are you talking about, man?
All right, so if Aldemar has nothing smart to impart to us, all right, so I'm gonna.
There are guards up there. Let's just say that.
All right, I'm gonna sneak closer and slowly to that first set of bushes, and I'm gonna whisper, "Halfling."
Over here?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't hear anything. You're just kind of rustling in the bushes. You're trying to keep it down.
All right. I have
doing that.
Grat take piss.
Okay. Grot's taking a piss over there. Aldemar, what are you doing?
I'm looking up at the walls.
Very good. Give me a roll of d20.
Come on, baby. Come on. 16.
You count at the very least 4 guards on the top that you can you're just trying to judge it by the voices you hear.
Gotcha. So I turn to Gray because Grot is relieving himself. Say, Gray, we got at least 4 guards up on the top, and I'm whispering because they might hear us. And that halfling, who knows if the halfling's squealed on us like a little Judas.
I think we should assume that we have been led into a trap.
Indeed.
It's probably best for us
There are no alarm bells going off, so the guards are just doing their guarding. And we haven't heard any yelling.
Might only be a matter of time.
I agree.
We should probably... can we get out?
We need to get to the other side of this compound.
Well, what would the halfling expect us to do if he realizes that we probably know we've been betrayed? Whatever he expects, we should do the opposite.
Give me Grot. Well, Grot, not you. Aldemar and Gray roll d20.
I'm finishing up. Here's a long piss.
I rolled another 16.
You fucker.
Great. What'd you roll?
14.
14. All right. Lupo is looking around the corner right here. Actually, I should
get him out there.
You notice that? Well, where is Lupo? There's Lupo. Lupo's kind of like curious around what's going over here.
What does he see?
He sees Blodgett around this side of the
Oh, what the fuck?
over here, and he says, "You guys make more noise than I heard a buffalo."
All right, I'm gonna.
You know, who's not gonna make any noise? You, if you don't shut it.
I'm gonna zip up my tunic. I want to walk around with
He
my
kind
dork
of
hanging out.
slips out of the shadows, like you didn't know he was like practically invisible. He slips out of the shadows from around this part of the guardhouse, and he's like, "What are we doing?
What are we doing? What are you doing?" I'm gonna walk over.
Okay.
Quietly, as quiet as I can.
Okay.
Where are you at?
He's right here. All right, he's right around the corner there.
I'm gonna ask him that. Where were you?
He can barely see. He's actually making himself visible to you, more or less. He's kind of poking his head out of the shadow, saying, "Well, where are we going? What are we doing here?"
Let's go to the other side of compound. Where were you? Where were you at?
That's the compound. This is what you could see of the.
Let's go to the. Oh, all right. Let's go to the south.
Because you've already been through here. I'll give this to you. That was the ditch that you came across. This is where you came up here. Okay?
Right.
You know where this is. So
let's go to the south. That building we can just about see.
Okay. So over here, actually, you know what? I should give this to you too. Hang on one second, because you guys look out the arrow slit, so you would know that this is already over here. So where'd that go? Oh, okay. So
That's
you
right,
would know
we're over on that side, yeah.
You would know that this is over here. So.
Oh, okay, cool. So we got to go south, assuming north is the top.
So this is about as far as you guys can see. You know that there's some kind of edge that's in front of you there.
Let's head quietly towards that wall if we can.
Okay. All right. So which direction do you want to go, Grot? Just down towards this wall? That is the inner keep. That is definitely it's the tower is what that is, and you can see it. There is actually 4 stories to the tower. Okay.
Does it look like there's anything on the outside that we can use as an entrance, or is it all wall?
That's all wall from where you're at.
All right.
And Grot, give me roll a d20. Aldemar, roll a d20 as well.
God damn it, 3. Apparently, I'm not.
Grot's
I'm not
like,
allowed to roll
damn, that's a really tall wall.
Yeah, I'm not allowed. Apparently tonight, I'm not allowed to roll over a 12.
Rolled an 11.
An 11. Okay. You also know that you can barely make out guards on the very top of this thing. It looks like there might be some kind of siege weapon on the top, at the very top of the crenellations on this. You can't really tell. There's something wood, like a scaffolding or something at the very tops of these things. Now you're beginning to add Grot. As you get to this point, you can see where the ground breaks a little bit over here, and you can see what looks like kind of a muddy patch.
Maybe we should make tracks toward the muddy patch.
Gray, what are you doing?
I am just keeping an eye on Blodgett as best I can while trying to move my way towards Grot and Aldemar and telling Lupo, stay close. And I whisper to Lupo, keep your eyes on the halfling.
That dirty little bastard.
Okay, Father, I keep my eyes on him. Where's Duncan? There's Duncan. Duncan is over here, kind of behind you, Grot. Aldemar, you're still against the wall. What are you going to do?
I guess I'm gonna follow them carefully.
Okay. All right. Now I can read you this. This is the outer courtyard area where you're at. Where did you go, Aldemar? There you are. Let's just put you right there. You guys are trying to stay low, trying to stay in shadows. Blodgett's kind of like, keep it down, moving right along. All right.
We're walking.
Gentle breeze. Blows leaves and pieces of twine about this courtyard. To the north is the curtain wall where you just came from, with a portcullis and a drawbridge. And to the south is the main gatehouse that you're looking at. Part of it, anyways. Actually, two main gatehouses. To the inner keep, moonlight and shadows form a stark contrast within the courtyard. There is a strong odor of manure and rotting vegetables now.
Fantastic.
In the air. The earth before the gatehouse has been churned into a 30-foot diameter morass of glistening mud. Just beyond this is the portcullis to the inner gatehouse. The portcullis has been lowered, but it does not touch the ground from what you can see. So since you guys have decided to come out this far, I'll give it to you.
How much of a gap is there at the bottom, and how wide are the vertical parts of the portcullis?
That's what I was going to say too. And that's apparently the only way in, huh?
That's about as far as you. Actually, I'll give you some more. Hang on one second.
Okay.
And that is what you saw. It looks familiar to you because that's what you saw when you were looking out over this part of the courtyard.
So this is where the crap rolls.
So you see this mud right there. Let me finish this up right quick. The portcullis has been lowered, but it does not touch the ground. And there is enough room to crawl through underneath it. The wind carries the sounds from the guard on the walls to add to a chorus of crickets again. As you approach the gate, you see the portcullis is locked by some broken stonework, jamming the track near the bottom of it. So let's move you guys over.
Are there a lot of footprints in that mud?
Give me a... do you want to give me a perception check, or would you like me to roll for you?
Roll for me, because I've been rolling like a piece of shit.
You don't notice any tracks, but it's all churned up. It's glistening. So even if there were, you wouldn't be able to tell.
So with that, from your brilliant fighter half-orc mind, you don't see any tracks even close around it. All right, so it'd be like churned up from horses because we smell horse manure. Okay, that makes sense.
Smells like manure and rotten vegetables emanating from this patch, right?
Kind of makes you homesick, doesn't it?
Waste area.
Yeah, sort of. All right. I guess try to stay close to the wall by the keep there. Not get caught up in that mud, that morass. And then try to, I guess we want to go underneath the portcullis.
Okay. Eldamar, you... right.
Do it. Do it.
Okay. Blodgett is looking at... Okay, so Blodgett's kind of like... He's like, what the hell? So he comes right up to the edge of the mud right there. He's kind of poking at it. Blodgett has some very interesting armaments. He's got about 3 daggers that are kind of like in a bandolier across the chest, and he also has what looks like a short sword of some sorts that he has hanging around his waist. Lupo is doing what he's told and trying to keep an eye on Blodgett. He has not lit the bullseye lantern, but you don't really need it because you have the moonlight right here. Now, Grot, what are you doing? You're right about to this point right here.
All right, I'll head towards the portcullis and come around the corner to see if I can look inside, if I have a vantage point to see.
Okay. You can see from here, like I said before, from that vantage point where you're at. Let me see where did I put this. From the vantage point that you're at. Let's show that. As I said before, the portcullis has been lowered, but it does not touch the ground. It looks like there's enough room to crawl underneath, but Blodgett could probably easily just duck underneath it, but you guys would have to like kind of shimmy, like get down on hands and knees to get through it. And let's see. It looks like there's enough room to crawl underneath it. As you approach the gatehouse, you see that the portcullis is blocked by some broken stonework jamming the track near the bottom. That's what's holding it up just a touch.
No, that's a thing that we see on the other side.
You see it. You see. I'll show you where the masonry. Where you can see right about here.
Perhaps we should maybe block this up before we attempt to go underneath it, just so nobody gets impaled. What do you think you might be able to hold it up?
So,
Grot, hold up.
Grot, you can see from where you're at, right about here is where the masonry is holding it up.
So the masonry looks pretty solid.
Yeah, it's holding it up, just like I said, just barely enough to maybe a person could crawl, like, shimmy underneath it. Blotch might have to just sort of, because he's small, he could get underneath it.
Right, so the masonry is not very tall.
From what you can see. Now remember, this is all in shadow and in the dark. So
okay, so there's barely enough space, but it doesn't look like the masonry is barely keeping it from coming down. So barely refers to the gap. It doesn't look. It
looks like it's wedged pretty well. Like maybe it was done intentionally.
Okay. Just don't want to end up having it come down and impale us.
No, I know. It's static. It's staying in one spot right now. And again, you haven't heard any shouting. You as far as you know, you haven't been made yet.
Awesome.
Aldemar, you are right here behind. Where'd you go? There you are. You're behind Grot right now. What are you doing?
So where are we trying to head right now? Are we trying to head?
I'm going to skirt the keep wall and head towards the portcullis.
Okay.
I motion for everyone to be silent and to follow me.
All right. Agreed. Let's do it.
Okay. Duncan's looking at you kind of like, okay, kind of thing. So Grot, you are right here. Where do you want to go?
Let me follow the wall, the L of the wall down.
Like so, right there.
Yeah, and then go around the corner.
Okay. When you get to that point, you put your feet into. You have no other choice but to put your feet in the mud at this point. Okay.
All right. So I'm squishing in the mud. It's not very deep, right?
Well, your foot drops into it. It covers your foot from where you're at right now.
All right.
It is at least foot deep from where you stop in your tracks, and you notice that your foot went right into the mud.
Look, do I notice any rats or anything moving around in the mud?
Give me a perception check.
20.
You don't notice anything moving around, but you notice that the crickets have kind of changed their tune a little bit the closer you guys got to this mud patch.
Ooh, okay.
They're still going.
I have a bad feeling about it.
So I'll stop at this point. I'm not going to move any further.
Okay. So you put your foot in the mud, you pull it out, and you kind of back up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, where's Duncan? There's Duncan. Duncan, it comes right up to about where you're at right here. Puts his foot in the mud too, and he's like kind of looking around, like kind of shaking it off. He goes a little bit deeper from where he's at, maybe up past his ankles.
That's weird. What?
Blodgett does too, and remember he's barefoot, so he's kind of like, ugh.
If I look around, do I see any like fist-sized stones?
Give me a D20.
13.
13. Nothing like a fist-sized stone. Maybe just like a
pebble,
golf ball, maybe.
Okay. I want to pick it up and throw it into the middle of the mud. Just kind of toss it in there.
No one tosses a halfling.
All right. So you throw the rock into the mud. It slaps into the mud and it sinks in the mud.
Okay, but nothing else happens.
The crickets stop, and then they pick back up again.
Oh,
Where the fuck are these crickets at? Like fake cricket noise?
Gray, you're there. Where's Lupo? Lupo's there.
Aldemar, do you sense anything?
Aldemar, you're right there. What are you doing?
Your rangerness, do you like have anything to say about this area?
I'm gonna roll to see if I understand kind of if any of this stuff seems familiar based on
so familiarity?
Yeah, familiarity.
What in particular?
The terrain in front of us.
Okay.
Oh man, come on. What'd you get?
I'm sorry, a 2.
Okay.
A 2. Okay.
Like we're all rolling like shit tonight. That's nice.
Aldemar, the only thing you're gonna get, if you'd have rolled a 1, I would have told you to go fuck off. But it smells like a farm. It reminds you of a farm, like manure or like pitching manure onto.
Farm. I'm gonna follow Grot and avoid the area. I know you guys can't see my screen, but basically avoid the center area.
Okay. Are you okay with where I put you here? Do you want to be over here? Over here? Where do you want to be?
Right to the left of Grot.
Right here?
Right there.
Oh, yeah. Right here. Right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Gray, where are you? You're right. You're behind everybody else watching all this sort of
transfer. I am going to move over closer to Duncan and Lupo and kind of just watch Grot and Aldemar from a little bit of a distance. But I'm trying to stay outside of the mud.
Okay. Let's put you there. Okay, Grot, you're right there. Your foot is in the mud. Mm-hmm. And you watch Duncan, and Duncan looks and he goes, well, you can certainly hear him from where you're at. He says, I think it's a little stable down at the bottom. He's kind of like poking his, he pokes the butt of his hammer down in, and the hammer sinks about a foot in, and then it stops.
Oh, okay. So it's probably okay. All right. I'll take a few more exploratory steps further south towards the bottom of the L.
Okay.
And if I sink over my knee, let me know.
Okay. Your foot sinks in about a foot, and then you find the bottom.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's about a foot deep with the mud. So it comes up. What would that be? That would be probably about. Well, for you, it'd probably be about halfway up your shin.
All right. Okay. So I'll whisper to Aldemar. Mud not deep, about 2 handbreadth wide deep. We'll continue.
All right.
Solid ground underneath.
Just be careful. Hard to run away if we get ambushed.
So Blodgett is kind of like skirting the edge of this right here. And again, remember, he's a halfling, so it's deeper for him than it is for you.
Yeah. That's what he gets, that little fuck.
Okay. Gray, Aldemar, what are you doing?
I'm just following Grot, but I'm tentatively checking to see basically the terrain, because my fear is, if we get caught, it's going to be hard to run away if we're knee deep in mud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we're not far away from the entrance, so hopefully we can continue without being seen.
Do we hear anything on the other side of the entrance?
Give me a D20.
14.
Nice.
Nope. Don't hear a damn thing. All you hear is crickets. The crickets pick back up again.
I
wish I had
to get some cricket noise. Yeah.
I had some too. I don't have it loaded. Damn it. Lupo is here.
There's a D&D app you can download for free that has that shit too.
Yeah, I know. So
DJ.
Duncan moves himself in just a little bit, and he says, okay, because it seems like it's about a foot deep right here.
I wonder if I still have it.
A foot deep? Okay.
All right. Gray, what are you doing?
I was actually looking to see if I still have that app. It's DMDJ, but I might have removed it a while ago because we haven't played. Like,
there you go.
Perfect. Oh boy, I'm just gonna keep moving up closer to where Aldemar and Grot are, trying to stay as clear of the mud as I can.
Okay.
And I tell Lupo to stay close and mind the mud.
Okay. So Lupo's on that side. Blodgett's over here on this side, kind of probing the way. It doesn't look like there's any real way he can get in. You can barely see him in the shadows anyways. All right. I need all of you to roll D20 at this point.
16.
God damn it. 9.
9.
16.
16. Gray.
16.
Blodgett. Ooh. Lupo. Good enough. And Duncan. Okay. Right about now, the crickets stop. Completely. Kill that. And is dead ass silent. You don't even hear anything. The wind just kind of. And let's see. You see Duncan kind of looking down at the mud where he's at right now. And as he's looking down, a large insect of some sorts. Not really sure what the hell it is, but there it is.
What the fuck is that Wawa?
Bursts out from under the mud.
Shit.
From right about here.
It's a big son of a bitch, too.
Okay, this is what it sort of looks like.
Fuck.
Where did I put it? There it is.
Let me go refill my mug before we get into this battle.
Oh, that's where it went. It looks like that popping out of the mud.
Cool. Gotta try to. Let's ride it. I'll be right back. Hang on. Hang on.
There's the other one. That's what it kind of looks like as it rips out of the mud there. Now, it not all of its body comes out of the mud. Only like maybe the first like third of it. So you can tell that there is something else like its body is still underneath the mud. So about a third of this thing pops out. It's roughly, I don't know, 11 feet tall, 10 feet tall, 12 feet tall, somewhere around there. That's your best guess. And it rips out of the mud, and you hear this thing just shriek. It's like it squeals, and it is surprisingly going to grab at Grot.
Son of a bitch.
With its big ass mandibles.
Mandibles.
Yes. Grabs you around the waist. There's nowhere for you to go because your back is to the wall. It reaches in, grabs you, and you take
piece of shit. Goddamn.
You take 6 points of damage from the mandibles grabbing you, and it hurls you over its back.
Oh crap.
So Grot, you go this way and you fall like belly flop right into the mud right there.
At least it broke my fall.
Yeah.
Shit.
Aldemar, it is attacks. Let me see.
That hurt.
Aldemar, it's rearing around at you, and it looks like it's going to come at you next. But now everybody gets to roll initiative. So, Aldemar, give me a D20.
I keep rolling 16s. I don't know why.
You big dummy.
16.
4.
Gray is at the bottom.
I rolled a 10 and a +2 initiative, so I have a 12.
Okay. Right now, you are going to have to get yourself up because you're stuck in the mud.
That's true.
Duncan is even slower than you. And Lupo is on top of his game. Of course, he's behind everybody, so all that happens. And then Blodgett is right about Look at that. Look how nicely that works. Okay, Lupo actually has first go. So Lupo is going to run this way. And he's pulled out he's got his hammer out. And he's just sort of like readying himself just in case he needs to do anything to smack anybody.
Smack it.
Yep. Okay, Aldemar, you're next. Lupo actually was faster than you on this one. You are you've got about a foot, about a foot of mud from where you're at right now. You just saw Grot get snatched by this thing and thrown over the back of this critter, this insect. Now you now I need you to give me, and I'm going to make it specific this time. Give me a wisdom check, Aldemar.
Okay. 1 second. So it's total of 7.
Total of 7. Okay, this thing looks familiar to you. Like maybe you have seen one of these being fought, like a smaller version of one of these things being fought by farmers.
Gotcha. Well, I got a couple of
farmers everywhere.
I can use a couple of spells. I can use Hunter's Mark,
yes,
or
you
I can do Fog Cloud. That'll give us some deny him some visibility. So I'm wondering at this close range,
it's got quite the reach, by the way. So it reached down. It probably has a good 10-foot reach. It's like rearing back right now. It looks like you're next. Trust me, you're next.
Try to hit it with some ranged weapons first, before getting in close.
I'm gonna use one of my strong, powerful arrows. The ones that I have left.
You one of your +2s. Okay, you got 2 of those left, so use them wisely.
Okay, I'm gonna aim straight for the eyes. Actually, wait a minute. So I'm wondering what's the most vulnerable spot of this.
There you go. That a boy. Give me an intelligence check. I'll even tell you what it is.
Nice. See, that's what you do with your ranger capabilities.
Oh, you got it. Yeah. 1 second. So total of 19.
Okay. You know this now because it's flipped Grot over its back. The backside of it looks like it's got some kind of chitinous shell on it, but the stomach, the underside of it, looks like it might be more vulnerable. It's not as protected.
It's like small.
Okay, so like the head and the back of it has a shell of some kind, but the front of it it looks like it's a little more softer.
All right, I'm aiming for the stomach.
There you go. Extra experience points for Aldemar.
Okay, so I rolled a 15.
Okay. So that definitely hits because you rolled a 15, so you're +2 to hit, and then you've got all your dexterity, but you definitely hit it. So let's roll 1d6 and add 2 to that.
6. 1 second. Okay. Rolled a 4.
4 and add 2 to that. So 6. You definitely pegged it, so it's stuck in there.
Do you get 2 attacks, Aldemar, or is that just a 1?
You can fire twice if you want.
I'm gonna fire again.
Okay. You are at a disadvantage because of the mud, so just saying. But you did manage to put some.
I rolled the 20.
Okay, a natural 20.
Yeah, just a 20.
Okay,
so that's nice.
You rolled a natural 20. Okay, so that's a crit. Go ahead. So you definitely hit. Give me the damage. 96.
Roll the 6.
Say that again.
Roll the 6.
A 6. Okay. Well, you can't roll higher than that. So let's. And then +2. And what's your dexterity?
Good question. Let me look that up. +7.
+7. Okay. All right. You can definitely see it's hurt, and it kind of squeals and it rears back a little bit as you put those 2 arrows into it. I'm presuming you used your last arrow, right? The last.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're depleted of those. All right. Now, who's up next? Grot, you are getting back to your feet at this point, so there's nothing you can really do.
Correct.
You're like splashed in the mud here. Let's see who's after you. Blodgett is after you. So, Blodgett's going to. Where did you go, Blodgett? There you are. Blodgett's going to move in and then move to this part right here. Now, you see, Grot, from where you're at, you can see Blodgett drawing his short sword, and he's holding his short sword kind of like this. And he lets the short sword go, and it floats and it hovers in the air where he's at. Okay.
Oh, shit.
So that's as he got there. Who's after you? Gray, you're next. What are you doing, Gray?
That's weird.
I am going to hit it with guiding bolt.
Okay. You have to hit it. You got to hit it. I know that. And I'm going to get this.
Yeah, I rolled an 11, but my modifier is +7, so the 18 would be the total.
Okay, so you did manage to graze it, let's just say. Give me the damage.
Okay, that's 46 with the 7 is, let's see, 2, 4 is 6. Fuck. And 2 is 8. And 5 is 13 plus 20.
Okay. You managed to kind of shock it a little bit with the guiding bolt. Now the guiding bolt also illuminates it, correct? Or is that
so on a hit it takes the radiant damage, and the next attack roll made against it before the end of my next turn has advantage. It's got like a dim mystical light glittering on it.
Okay, so you've lit it up, and you made a really bright flash when you did that. So it did take the damage. Again, it wasn't as substantial a hit as you would have liked it to have been, but it was good enough to do some damage to it. Now, Duncan is going to go. Oh, Duncan, very good. Duncan manages to smash it with that hammer that you gave him, Grant.
Cool. That is a +1 magic hammer.
Yeah. He is only able to hit it in the carapace region. So
right in the carapace.
He did a bit of damage to it as well. Very good. Well done, my friend. Lupo is just kind of ready. This is beyond him. So
fuck this bug.
So now Big Ankheg looks at you, Aldemar, and lunges out at you.
Okay.
Snatches you this time. Grabs you and
hits Grat with you.
And you are going to take 12 points of damage from that.
Oh, shit.
Grabs you and tosses you over.
And you hit Grat.
Blood behind it. So it's kind of like grabs and then flips you back over.
Our situation is not improved.
You're taking 12 points of damage, and you are splashed down in the mud right in front. Yeah, in fact, you splash Blodgett with mud too as you slap into this thing.
There's mud in your eye.
Yeah. All right. So it is kind of squealing now, and Grot, you are back on your feet, and I am going to move Mr. Ankheg here.
All right. I'm gonna take my 2 attacks if it's my turn.
It is your turn. You are now on your feet. You are covered in this kind of red-brown mud.
And I'll wipe that later.
Yeah, you're free to move, but again, remember you're going to be at a lower. You're at a disadvantage because you guys are in the mud. You're about a foot sunk down, about a foot into the mud.
Okay, I'll take my. I'm going
to. Mud is like you run the chance of slipping, or you're definitely at a dexterity disadvantage.
All right. Well, my plus towards the with the 2 sword attacks is a +7 minus whatever you feel is necessary, obviously. So I'll take my 2. I'll take 2 overhand. I don't know anything about carapace, underarm.
Yeah, you don't know anything about where the soft spots are right now. Only Altmar could probably tell you this
if he wasn't covered in mud.
Yeah, you take your chances though.
All right, I'm gonna take 2 heavy overhand chops at this fucking thing. All right, so. Number 1 is an 11 plus 7. That's an 18.
Okay.
And a 9 plus 7. That's a 16.
Okay. The 18 did manage to hit. You're going to hit. Actually, let's see.
All right.
Nope, you hit the carapace. So you've hit the carapace side with the first one.
All right.
So give me the damage on that one.
It's 5 and 3 is 8 plus 7 is 15.
15.
He gives his sort of subdued bellow because he doesn't want to yell too loud.
Okay. It kind of turns to it kind of squeals a little bit. The only reason I gave you the 18 is because it was lit up by gray. So
Gotcha,
otherwise you probably would have missed, but it is glowing very brightly in front of you. Everybody roll a D20.
God damn it. 3.
15.
Aldemar?
13.
Okay, Aldemar, you're getting up to you don't hear it. You are getting up to your waist and kind of wriggling out of this. Gray, you hear voices up on top of the gatehouse now. And Lupo is now pointing up like he's like, Master.
Coming from in front of us or behind us?
In front of you, from the walls that are in front of you right about here. Like way up though. Remember, those walls are like 4 stories high.
Shit.
Okay, so that was that. Grot, you did some decent damage to that in spite of yourself. And let's see. So that was you. Blodgett is right here. Aldemar, as you're trying to get up, you see this short sword kind of glow a little bit, and it flashes out over your head and lunges at this thing.
Is it really exposed?
Not well. It's kind of turned because it's turning to sort of defend against Grot. So the short sword that flies over you hits it. You can see that it's done some damage, but you don't know exactly what it did. The short sword then returns back to Blodgett, and it kind of flashes in front of him, and he grabs it again.
What the fuck?
All right, and then so that's Blodgett's attack. Gray, you're up next.
All right, I am going to try to. Actually, if I look up, can I see any guards looking down?
Give me a perception check.
Fuck, 1.
You don't see any of them looking down. You've only heard some voices up top, like maybe there's a commotion or something up there.
Shit. Am I still able to do an attack while I'm doing this?
You've got one more action.
Oh boy. I don't want to hit anything with too much light here.
Don't use light.
Fuck. Yeah, all my stuff makes it.
Do you have like a sling
I was just gonna say I've got a sling. It doesn't do a lot of damage. It's 1d4 plus 0.
Some folks call it the Kaiser blade. I call it the sling blade.
So I'm going to use that sling. And fuck.
And fuck.
5
great.
plus 3 for my attack, so 8.
Okay, it swats it away. It doesn't even look at it. It's like it's an annoyance.
A minor.
All right, Duncan. Come on, Duncan. No luck this time. Duncan swinging actually 2 misses.
Swinging a miss.
Lupo is not going to sit around and do nothing. He's going to be on this side right there. Actually, I shouldn't say that. He was right behind you because he was pointing out where those guys were. So let's do that. All right, Aldemar, you are getting back to your feet, so there's nothing you can really do. Now it's this guy's turn. All right, so it looks like it's kind of wavering, and you can, Grot and Aldemar, you can see that it is bleeding from where you guys have hit it. It's got kind of like a yellow milky. I was
going to ask that, yeah.
Mayonnaise blowing out of it, and it's kind of it now. Of course, the effect of Gray's spell is diminishing, so it's kind of going back to normal. As it does, it rears back and it spits a line of acid at Duncan, Gray, and Lupo.
Oof.
So,
give
me 1 second. I gotta roll some here. Roll some dice and move your mice.
Roll low. Get it, Rolo?
I need, let's see. Gosh, you guys are at a dexterity disadvantage too. I will roll for Duncan. I'll roll for Lupo. Ray, I need you to roll me a dexterity check.
I got the 12, and my dexterity is not great. See my deck. Yeah, my dexterity is only 10, so it's just 12 is my roll.
Okay, so you get hit with it.
Hit.
Lupo gets hit with it, and Duncan, who's right up in front, gets hit. Okay, so you guys are all affected.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So
right in the fucking eye.
Okay, and then
How bad is the damage?
well, you guys are all you're gonna share this because it goes along a line here for you guys.
That sucks.
Okay. So Duncan's going to take the brunt of it. Duncan takes 10 points of damage. Gray, you take 6 points of damage, and Lupo takes 4 from this. But it is acid, and it is eating into you right now, so it's going to be a continual damage.
You guys got fucked.
Duncan's shield is pretty much useless now because it is being eaten away by this acid that's been tossed at it. Aldemar, give me an intelligence check real quick. Aldemar.
18. Sorry, I forgot. I keep
18. Okay, good enough. Right about Aldemar, you're back on your feet. You seem to recall something about this that the farmers told you when they're fighting these things called ankhegs. And you note that when an ankheg spits its acid, it means it's close to death. And it's sort of its like last defense maneuver kind of thing from
that guy.
An animal. And you also know that it can only do it once. So, or once every day or so. You don't know how long. But
so
we're fine.
Desperation move. So that's what you know. Lupo is burning. You hear him kind of go behind you. And let's see. So he's going to move over here. He's trying to like get this slimy ass barf acid off of him.
Use the mud.
Aldemar, you're next. What are you going to do?
Am I within? Do I have line of sight for his belly?
Yeah, you do.
All right, I'm taking this bastard out.
So you're using regular arrows now. From this point on, you are at a disadvantage because you're in the mud. And go for it.
Do 2 of them. Hit twice.
Okay, I rolled a 15.
Okay, that's 1. Do you want to do another one, or are you going to use an action?
I'll use another one. Yeah.
Okay.
Rolled an 18.
Okay.
Nice.
Both hit, and let's see. You can hit them from where you're at. So go ahead. Give me the damage. D6 for each of those.
All right. The first one was a 1.
Okay.
Second one was a 6.
Okay. It collapses when the last one hits it, and it kind of slumps down in the mud and splashes the mud because it's like the whole about a third of its body, almost half its body, splashes down in the mud from where you guys are at.
Nice.
Duncan is definitely burning. Gray, you are burning as well.
Shit.
So you've managed to. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that there because I want to. The body is also significant, so it's going to have to be like right about there to block movement. Okay, so Aldemar manages to drop this thing. It splashes in front of you, and let's see, Blodgett here. Blodgett's at the gate, but you notice Blodgett's almost up to his hips in this mud. Aldemar, you're covered. Grot, you're covered. Duncan is covered as well from the splash. Gray and Lupo are the only ones who aren't like completely immersed in this stuff in the shitty vegetation mud. It's dead in front of you, and now I need all of you guys to roll a d20.
I suck balls.
6.
Oh, okay. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Finally. Look at that bitch. Natural 20.
I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4. Grot, you definitely hear guards on the tower, and Blodgett is now pointing. You can see him going like this.
Oh, shit. So when I look up at the guards in the tower, where we came from on top of that part, right?
Well, no, this tower right above you.
Oh, so they hear us?
Yes.
Shitballs. All right. Can I see them?
Actually, let me just back up a little bit here.
Pardon me. Yeah.
You hear the noises coming from up here, over here, maybe a little bit along here, but there's definitely some voices. Grot, you can tell that the voices are goblinoid of some sort because you have your half. You don't know what they're saying, but you can tell that they're definitely being made by some form of goblinish. Aldemar, you don't hear it. Blodgett is definitely hearing it. He's pointing upwards. Aldemar, you see Blodgett pointing upwards. Grot, you see Blodgett pointing upwards. Gray, Duncan, and Lupo do not because the body of the Ankheg is blocking them. Although Lupo is he's busy trying to get the barf, acid barf off of him.
Use the mud. I tell them to use the mud. Yeah.
Okay, so Lupo starts taking the mud and kind of like getting it on him to get the
take acid. A mud bath. Exactly. I try to get Gray's and Duncan's attention. I'm like,
okay. Gray, you see Grot over there, kind of like.
I'm like doing waving, and I point up. I point up to the tower behind or in front of us where the portcullis is, like pointing up there.
All right, now Duncan is looking up. He's more covered in this than anybody else, so it's going to take him some time to get this stuff off. But he's trying to move around and get into the mud to do what you were pointing out to do. Gray, what are you doing?
Oh shit! How am I stuck, or am I able to move?
You can move.
Okay.
You're burning though.
I'm going to stop, drop, and roll
into the mud.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll. Okay, so you're rolling around in the mud, and it seems to be working well enough.
Okay.
So you're not going to take any more damage from the acid. All right, so you are definitely hearing some voices up above you. Aldemar, give me a D20 real quick.
A 2.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Is that a 2?
The only thing you can see above you, Aldemar, as you're looking up, occasionally you see what looks like might be the light from a torch. But remember, it's solid stone up there.
I wonder if they know that we're here, or that's their normal maneuvering. And has the cricket noise come back?
No. Dead silent.
Wow.
Now you notice Blodgett has sort of disappeared. And the last time you saw him, he was right by the portcullis gate there.
Is it my turn right now?
Yeah, go for it.
So I turned to everyone and say, well, let's hope we don't have to do that again.
Yeah, that sucked balls. All right. I'm going to start making my, if it's around my turn, I'll just give you what I'm doing. Grat will head towards the portcullis.
Okay. As you're moving, you get to right about there. I'll give you the full move, but you get to right about there, and behind you, 2 arrows hit the mud from up top.
Oh, shit.
Right
should probably get closer to the wall so they can't get me.
Duncan is now okay, so Duncan is going to be moving as well. He notices there are arrows flying too, so he starts getting closer. Gray, what are you going to do?
Get close to the wall.
You notice two arrows dropped real close to where Duncan was.
We don't have to worry about being quiet.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get over by where Lupo is, right up next to him, close to the wall.
Okay.
And can I see where they are from down here?
You're looking straight up a stone wall that is about 40 feet, almost 50 feet high. At the top of it, there's crenellations. There's a parapet at the top of this thing.
Yeah, unless they're leaning over, you won't be able to see them.
Yeah.
Shit.
Who cares? Let's get inside.
All right. Yeah.
Because they can't hit us, and then we can regroup.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to leave you guys for tonight.
All right, cool.
You have been made for sure. There's no way they don't know you're there, especially after.
We were quiet as possible.
Yeah. Lighting
that
up
fucking bug.
Yeah. Now, Okay, so I'm going to leave you guys here now. Post battle briefing. How could you have possibly fought this thing and not got the attention of the guards?
Fed it the halfling so that it would just
That it would,
not put the light on it. That's for sure.
that's number one. What's number two? Actually, I can think of done all that. There we go. Number two is
I don't have any spells that don't have like fire that are offensive.
No, you don't need offensive spells.
Probably put some sort of obfuscation thing on it, like a silence spell.
Fuck.
Yeah,
that's why you got the silence spell. And I didn't think of it, which is good.
I was holding on to silence.
Taylor gave you the optimal love and affection, even though you didn't know you really needed it. Sometimes we need to receive the gifts of Taylor.
The alarm.
Well, the silence you could have gotten back if you blew it. So it's not like it's one and done. God damn it, Drew. You get minus experience points for that.
Sometimes the best spells are not fireball, lightning bolt, and
I should have cast that.
We should have cast silence on
spells,
us.
Clever spells. Think creatively.
Yep.
All right, we're done. So you managed to kill the Ankheg, and you clearly you can see Blodgett on the other side of the portcullis. So he's underneath there, and he's looking around. So we'll continue the rest of this next time.
We're going to play a week will go by, and then the second one will be April 28th, Wednesday.
Will it be?
Is that
Yes,
good for you?
Yeah, I'm not. I thought I might be in Miami. I'm not.
All right. And after we go off broadcast, just hang around for 2 minutes. I have something to run by. All right, gentlemen, and everyone watching, this has been Masculine Geek number 115, the live stream D&D game number 17. Thank you for watching. Everyone who's in the chat now, thank you for being here. Everyone who's going to listen and watch later, thank you as well. So in the meantime, TJ, take us out.
Good night, folks.
Yeah.